This is actually for you. You see, all the nonsense you did with the Nigerian government by giving out our prime minister and petitioning our prime minister that is and is citing terrorism in the southeast. Bianco Juku, I want you to understand that you will come to Finland to prove your case. And secondly, you have helped the Nigerian terrorist government to destroy your own brothers, to cause a war, an internal conflict in Southeast that you can even control anymore. And you cannot come to the world to tell them what's happening in the Southeast today. Do you see how shameful you are? Do you see how terrible a woman are? Our eyes is on you. Don't worry. You see all this your nonsense, all this thing that they used you to do, and Prime Minister warned you. Our Prime Minister did warn you. Be careful. Don't step on his feet, and you did so. All these things that you did will definitely turn back against you. Believe you can't escape it. You can see the military everywhere in the Southeast, unaliving our people. You can no longer call Amnesty International. You can no longer call Finland. You are just quiet because you have been paid to come and sell out your own brothers. Now, Bianco Juku, I want you to defend the Southeast. Now, Bianco Juku, I want you to give the Amnesty International the exact report of what is happening in the Southeast. None of you is talking anymore. Those that could have done it better than Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu. Why is it that now none of you is talking? And this military are unaliving our people left and right, forcing their disappearance. Bianco Juku, you have done your worst though. Honestly, you have done your work, because I can't just imagine why you will be a tool that they will use. Nigerian government will use you to destroy your own people. Do you see where your name has entered in the history of Biafra? Do you? But not worry. You see this case with Finland, Nigeria, and the United States of Biafra. We will see how it's going to end. We will see how it's going to end. But I want you, General Christopher Musa, Bianco Juku, and the drug lord Tinubu to come to Finland to defend this whole case, because we're not going to let this slide at all. We're not going to let it slide. I think they are trying to manipulate the whole thing, put terrorist incitement or indictment. I don't know what they were trying to bring up, but we're watching them. So Biafrans, you just have to be very strong this time around. Nothing is going to happen. We know that we're going to win this case. But when I need to call these animals out, you have to, as a matter of fact, come to defend all these your allegations. You have to. Because if you cannot, then it means you and Tinubu people are finished. I'm telling you the truth. You are gone. Are finished. Look at the unaliving left and right, and none of you can make a sound anymore. So you collect money to destroy your own brothers and sisters. You don't care. Their blood is everywhere in the Southeast. You don't care. Military are going to houses, shooting sporadically. They see a youth and they gun that person down. That is what you wanted for your people. Wicked and heartless individual. No problem. You see, everything that turns around will definitely come back to you. Because what goes around definitely comes around. That's what it is. Biafra, this morning I'm so bitter. I saw so many videos that was, so disgusting. I can't even put them on my social media handle. They will block my platform. But I'm going to show you guys a few of them. These people are just animalistic in nature. They are just beasts of no nation. Look at Bianco Juku. Selling your own brother. They used you. Foreign minister. Foreign minister.
Now, in a recent interview here on The Morning Show with Arise News, Governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, accused his predecessor, Okezie Ikpeazu, of committing fraud by commissioning an uncompleted government house. He described it as one of several deceptive legacies that his government has had to correct since assuming office. Governor Otti said that while the previous administration had ceremoniously opened the new government house, what he met on the ground upon taking office told a different story. The governor also touched on various topics concerning the state of Abia. On debt, Otti maintained that his government had not borrowed a single kobo since assuming office, despite inheriting a debt profile of 192 billion naira, including outstanding salaries, pensions, and debts owed to government parastatals. While on the state of healthcare, he noted that the controversial multi-specialist hospital in Aba was not abandoned as alleged by but repurposed rather as a general hospital. He explained that the nearby Abia State University Teaching Hospital had regained full accreditation under his watch and now fills the specialist role. Well, joining us on the show for a right of reply on some assertions made by the governor about his predecessor is Chief John Oki Kalu, former Commissioner for Trade and Investment under the government of Governor Okezie Ikpeazu. He also served as special advisor to Governor Ikpeazu on ICT and social media strategy before he was appointed Commissioner for Information in 2017, where he served for 4 years. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Vimbai, and thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Okay, so this is a right of reply. A couple of things were said. At first, I would like to know how much was left in the state coffers when your governor, Ikpeazu, left. Secondly, what's your response to the uncompleted government house? Because I went there and I saw that there were some areas that were left undone, not plastered and all of that, from the second, third floor upwards. Thirdly, tell us more about the debt situation. The governor said he has not collected any debt. In fact, he had reduced the debts. What say you about that? It's a right of reply.
Thank you, Rufai, for having me, and thank you for visiting Abia State. Let me start right away with your first question. How much was left in the coffers of Abia State? Now, you must have heard Governor Alex Otti tout a KPMG report commissioned by his administration. That report, which he prefers to call a forensic audit, and that's surprising because he's a banker and should know better, is a process review document. That process review document says that over 4 billion naira in cash was left for Governor Alex Otti. Now, there were near cash instruments also left for him. For instance, the Ikpeazu administration earned 24 billion naira in stamp duties. We also left other assets because he likes talking about liability. And I was surprised he wasn't quite pressed. If you have come to public arena to talk about liabilities, you should also be talking about assets. If you are saying that, of course, there are liabilities, and so because the liabilities are more, what about the assets you inherited from the same government? You inherited a $60 million ramp fund. You inherited $225 million African Development Fund. You inherited 24 billion naira from the stamp duties due to Abia State, and then you saw cash in Union Bank of about 4 billion naira. Yet you said that nothing was left in the coffers. And thank you for that interview because it exposed a lot of things. For the first time in my life, I saw a governor of a state who could not speak to how much the state makes in IGR monthly, who doesn't even know the fact receipt on the average. He doesn't even know the public school enrollment in our state. And I saw a governor for the first time who flagged off an airport project and does not know what the intervention of the state will cost the people of the state. Neither does he know what the federal government is investing in that project, even though there is budgetary approval for that project. That speaks to who Dr. Alex Otti is. He is very high on propaganda, very low on substance. He told you that the first floor of the new government house that was commissioned, that he visited that place, it was fantastic. Let me for a moment concede that it was an uncompleted building. This guy has had 2 years in office. In those 2 years, he could have completed whatever was not completed, yet he chose to stay in his private residence in Mfose, spend government money to improve his own private property, disgrace the people of Abia State, because you heard the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, mention it, that he's working from home, that no other governor in Nigeria is working from home. Whereas the same governor who told us that he was looking for 1 billion naira to actually go back to that government.
Guy who says, oh, we want justice, we don't want to stay in Nigeria, you are holding him perpetually, using the judiciary or judicial, what do I call, subterfuge to keep the trial. Now, everybody who knows what they are doing understand that it's not a judicial matter.
So Nnamdi is essentially a political prisoner.
He's a political hostage. Well, I'll call him not a political because he may not, whomever is in power, except me, will keep him in jail.
So do you think that it was generally our endangered species in Nigeria? Going back what you just narrated?
The truth, that's the truth. Nigeria did not forgive Igbo since the end of the Civil War.
What did they do?
Because they challenged the real estate of the British called Nigeria. So, and they didn't forgive them since then. So everything has been done after that. We know this is the unspoken truth about the country. The uproar would have been worse. But you find an Igbo minister of works to help you demolish Igbo businessmen. Can't you see them? So it's easier that way. It's manipulation. It's how Nigeria manipulate people. But I'm not saying that if he was a Yoruba minister, he cannot demolish. They will do it too. This is easy. Anybody could have done it as long as there's an agreement to do it. Because beyond just ethnicity, there's also an elite conspiracy against Nigerian people. So an average poor person is endangered. But you are likely more endangered if you have committed a generational crime against the Nigerian real estate. Owned
by being a woman.
Of course, that's the truth. You know, that's why you were saying, oh, you are Yoruba man. You know, if based on what I say, they even tell me I'm not Yoruba enough. You know, but I'm of mixed heritage. There's a part of me that is Ijo.
Okay.
But we are the Ijo speaking Yorubas. The Yoruba speaking Ijos in Ondo State.
Okay.
So they call us Ijo Apoy.
Ilaje area?
No, it's Ilaje. So we're next to Ilaje.
Okay.
But my great-grandparents came from Yoruba side of things. But the stream that Shore is named after is in Ijebu waterside. Because that's how they came. So, but, you know, I don't speak to people based on ethnicity. I don't define myself based on my ethnic heritage, even though I do not deny it. But because it underlies our humanity to be assigned an ethnic position before you can be respected. Are you getting my point? Or before your views can carry on, so you have to be a Yoruba man. And then it was,
So we've had Rwanda.
One of them.
We've had Rwanda manage the same ethnic issue in their country with the Tutsi thing after years of genocide.
Are you sure they managed it?
Well, to a reasonable extent.
They have to manage it through genocide. And Nigeria
after genocide management.
So this is what you should understand.
Okay.
Nigeria also managed the Igbo problem through genocide. 4 million Igbos. So
yeah, I was coming to that.
Is that not genocide? But you know the problem I have sometimes even with some of our people is that the same people who shot and killed them are more popular in their midst than those who support their rights. The Obasanjos of this world are embraced as authentic people, but these are the people who went and used third commando to massacre Igbos. They kill Igbos. Go on, they kill Igbos. But they even love them more than they love those of us who are fighting. People challenge me that, they hate me because I support Nnamdi Kanu. And I said, so be it. Because I know that I'm supporting justice. And I cannot support injustice because I want political favors from a country. If you want to keep carrying out genocide of political nature or continuation of it, you can go ahead. Keep voting for the criminals who are perpetrating it. Let the forest be voting for the acts because the handle is from one of them.
Okay. I said something. I would like you to touch more on it. I mean, the Igbos were the victims. Now they are forgiving the victors. There is no place you don't find the footprints of Igbos across the length and breadth.
That's why I say you are preaching to the choir. It's not, Igbos are not only in Nigeria, they're all over the world. I went to Alabama in the US, and the only pharmacist there is an Igbo man. Selma, Alabama. You've heard about Selma?
Yeah.
It's one of the homes of the civil rights movement, where they cross that Petra Bridge.
Exactly.
Igbo man is there. Most likely that's what you find in every community in the US. Igbos are distributed all over the world. There's this urban legend that if Igbos cannot live in a place, the place is not livable. There was a time a New York Times reporter came to Gamboru Gala after Boko Haram sacked the place. The only person they found there who was not a Boko Haram member was an Igbo pharmacist. So what are you doing here? He said, well, somebody has to treat them. He was that courageous enough to stay there. So I'm saying all these things so that you can understand that I understand probably more consciously better than most people do. And that informs the reason I can speak categorically about the victimization of Igbo. Otherwise, it is a taboo. Politically, it is incorrect to say that Igbos are victimized by an average Nigerian.
Okay.
All right. So let's move
Because
straight.
nobody wants to hear the truth. And when you say, if somebody is watching me and get out of this, so what's your problem now? Leave these Igbo people alone. You understand? That is the truth. But I cannot, my conscience cannot allow me to accommodate the genocide of 3 million people, 4 million people, and then the continuation of that denunciation of their existence through persecution in which the Nigerian state is carrying out, either through Landmark or Nnamdi Kanu or, look, I told a story, I think it was on a Honest Punch, that in this country, there was a time they were beheading Igbos, putting their heads in calabash and putting on the trains going east.
Do you think that that's what's happening in the East right now? Speaking about militarization of the East.
Pogrom, you understand? And that's why they're doing it. It's what they're doing. When we did August, what did we ask for? Demilitarization of the East and release of Nnamdi Kanu was one of our demands. But it was the most denounced demands, even by human rights people. They told us, no, don't include Kanu in your demands. Otherwise, we will not join you. Because Nigeria has been made to believe that a crime committed against Igbo doesn't fall under human rights abuse.
So let's speak about that crime against Igbo, because I think I read in your paper recently.
And unfortunately also, the Ohanese people said they should not join the protests, that they are negotiating with Tinubu. They even said that he will release him for Christmas gift, as if he's a Christmas goat.
That's not true. All right, so speaking about this militarization of the Southeast, recently I read in your platform, a popular media mogul, one of the media platform in Lagos State, was dehumanized in the Southeast. He was traveling through Anambra State to Asaba Airport, and he was accosted. He and about 3 DSS officials were accosted by military personnel who
dehumanized them.
Told them to lie on the floor. In fact, told them they were going to shoot at them. Told them that they were IPOB. Do you think there's an accusation that most of the people killed in the Southeast in the guise of IPOB are really IPOB? They were killed. Do you think that this is exactly what's happening?
These guys are burning down villages, Nigerian army. They are burning down villages that if you are 17 years old in the East, you carry any kind of hairstyle and you run into a military checkpoint, you are automatically targeted. It's profiling.
Oh, wow.
You understand? But go to Katsina. Listen to this before we end this broadcast. The governor in Katsina said a whole local government with tons of bandits have only 5 policemen in their area. They have only 1 vehicle, no military. But there are bandits all over the place. Why is it that banditry and terrorism in the north is treated with kid gloves, and people are asking for what is recognized by the United Nations as self-governance, the request for...
All right, guys, thank you for staying by, and please don't forget to subscribe for more updates of this kind and more about Biafran matters.